this is what we have. Yeah. A sneakerhead turned roller skater. That's the reason behind the amount of skates that I have. Roller skates were... Okay, if I start from the Beningi, yeah? First question, how long have you been skating for? A long time. A long time. Maybe up to 10 years, possibly. I started on skates that I saved up and bought myself. And then I grew out those, gave those to my sister. And then I got a pair of Turbo Ventures, skating those for a while. And then I saw Bauer NS's, which are the red ones. So after I got the Bauer NS's, I found out about hockey skate conversions, and I swear to you, listen, me and Nike, I have a thing for Nike. And when I see Nike, I was like, I had to get those. So the first Nike skates that I sourced, by the way, Bauer and Nike don't make skates anymore. Like, you can't find them. You can't go to a store and find them. You have to get them secondhand. So the first ones that I sourced were these ones. They were... Okay, so technically, I got my Bauer NS's. They were a size 7. And then I got these, which were a size 7. But turns out that my size 7 NS's were actually 7.5. So these were too small for me to convert into skates. So these is fine for ice skating because I have to lace them tight anyway. And lacing these would push my foot back. I didn't end up converting these ones, and I ended up getting the Zooms. When I get my boots, let me get an actual boot. So whenever I get my boots, I accessorize every single one. I have to personalize it. I'm sorry, I like my boots to look pretty. I like character. It needs to have a little bit of me reflected in them. So I customized these. When I got these, I think these are the most recent boots that I've converted. These are my most recent conversions, and I got these to mash up. This is my training boot, but these are 4s. I gemmed the back. Currently they have light up wheels on them, Shea Neons 78A. So they're good for outdoors. They feel a little bit harder than Airwaves, but they're still good. I find I can skate in them perfectly fine. I slap on, so I've got some gems here, and I got these from Amazon, and these tags. So yeah, I tape up the front, I put a jam plug, 78A wheels, and I customize them and they're good to go. Sometimes I throw a sticker on at the bottom for good measure, you know. So with the plates, the plates that people use in the UK, the majority of people use for hockey skates are Playmakers. They're a good plate. They're sturdy. I haven't had one break on me or anything like that. I have played around with the rock plate, or I have tried the rock plate out, which is on my ones. I don't know how I feel about them. The trucks are quite loose. Even when I tighten them up, they're quite loose. That's why I didn't skate in the ones for a good year. Okay, whenever I get a pair of skates, I take the stoppers off straight away. The first skating event I went to, I had one stopper on my Bowers, which I would use only when I was going downhill to slow myself down. And they told me to take it off. The experienced skaters told me to take them off. If they see you with a pair of stoppers, if an experienced skater sees you with a pair of stoppers, they're taking them off because they actually hinder you in your growth and learning skills in roller skating. So it's just best if you take them off. And I replaced mine with a pair of jam plugs. If I can, I'll get a pair. Just show you. I don't think there's even a pair in here. Last time I checked, there was a pair in here, but it's not in here. That's fine. Skates will come with toe stops originally in the boot I have. So they'd sit right here at the bottom because I just don't need them and they get in the way. When you first get your skates, take these off. One of the first things that you should learn once you get your skates is a T-stop. So that's how you would stop when on skates. I'll probably insert a video. So I just take them off and I would replace the stoppers with a jam plug, toe plug, whatever you want to call it. It's these. They come in different sizes. Plugs, they come like this. The black one is 5x16 and the one on the right is 5/8. So this is what the underneath would look like. Not everybody puts jam plugs in their skates. I just prefer to put them in because I don't want to mess the front up. I like my boots sitting pretty. Much as I like them fresh, they look good when these ones. I need to redo the tape. Once it starts getting holes and you can see the toe of the skate, I replace the hockey tape. One thing to know about hockey skates is that the toe shell is hard. What we do normally to protect your toes, because you don't want a black toenail now, is some people use socks, put it inside, you put it at the front. This is kind of thick. Maybe you'd want to use a smaller sock. I used to use a carrier bag and put it in the front. But after some time it flattens out and you'd have to replace the bag. Or I would have to replace the bag. So right now what I use is wadding, and I'd put it at the front, and it'll kind of just mold to your foot, and you just keep it there, and it keeps your toe from bashing against the front when you're doing skills. Or if you hit your foot against something, it keeps it nice and soft on the inside. This only applies to hockey skates, by the way. Artistic skates, they're completely fine. They have padding on the inside anyway, so you're good. I'm going to show you how I take my boot. If I can find some tape, I'd tape my boot up as well. This is with hockey tape, and I would also tape over the plug, just so it doesn't wear down as quick. Let's talk about wheels. Okay guys, so the setup on my skates, they all have airwaves. All of them, the majority. Apart from like these Rydell Flippers boots, they don't have airwaves. But these airwaves, these boots here, they're airwaves. Here, okay, these aren't airwaves. These are Shea Neons, but they're also 78, if you can see that. They're a little bit harder than the airways because there's lights inside, obviously. Hello. But yeah, they all have airwaves on them. Because I'm an outdoor skater, I'm a street skater, I'm a speed skater. I say speed skater, but the speed can be speeding more than it is speeding right now. So yeah. Okay, so you've got two types of wheels. You've got hard wheels, you've got soft wheels, and you've got everything in between. So as a street skater, I use these. These are airwaves. They are the softest wheel. I'm pretty sure it's 78A. We use them on the streets because they absorb everything that they roll over. It's a much easier glide. The lower the number, the softer it's going to be. Soft wheels are typically used outside, and the hard wheels are used in the rink. There was a time in my life I thought I would never wear light up wheels. And then my friend was like, can you please try light up wheels for me? And I was like, sure. So, you know, it was kind of a joke just to try them on. But since I got them, I love them. You might want to pick up a tool. So There's this tool. I got these with my Impalas, I think. And there's this one, which is a T tool. And there's another one called a Y tool. That's kind of has these two on there. And one of this to take your nuts off that secure your wheels. One of these sides you'd use to loosen this, to take the wheel off. Okay, this is how tight I like, I don't even know if you can see, this is how tight I like my wheels. So what I do for my wheels is I tighten them all the way. And then I take my T-tool, I put it on and I turn it a quarter of the way around. And then I just spin it to make sure that it can spin freely. That's as tight as I have them. My trucks, I tighten them all the way. I don't like movement because I just find it's easier for when I'm spinning to have them tight because I have more control. Over time, as you use them, it does loosen and you may have to re-tighten them. Some skates, the truck will come very tight. Sometimes it will come a bit loose. I think you should just play around with it and see how you would prefer it. But for me, tight as possible. I can demonstrate actually. Loosen or tighten the trucks. I'm going to show you what the trucks do. I'm just going to lean. Oh, this is ridiculously loose. And this one, when I lean, there isn't much give, but when I lean in this one, it's a lot looser. The process of getting your skate converted. You buy an ice skate, you would then buy a conversion kit separately. So you'd get the plate and you'd get the fixing screws as well, and you'd also get a heel, and then you'd send that off to someone or drop it off to someone who converts skates, and then they'll either drop it off at you or you go pick it up. Okay, when they convert skates, what they do, let me take this off so you can see. They'd bang these rivets out. So they would take the insole out. You see the rivets. They'd get something to bang them out, and then they'd get the plate, they'd line it up on a boot, and then they'd mark it up and then drill the new holes. And that's your boot. Though you have to make sure you line it up properly and make sure that it's straight, because once you drill a hole in, that's it. If it's in the wrong place, you mess it up. So that's why I prefer to go to someone. I'm such a perfectionist. The last pair of skates I tried to convert were my sister's, and we were trying to do this before an event, and it was taking so long. I just ended up getting my dad to help. I will not be doing it again. Maybe one day. Let me not say I won't be, but never say never. This is a skate strap that I got personalized, customized, whatever you want to call it. I use this to carry my skates around everywhere. Put it through the eyelet at the top, and I'm gonna do the other one, and that's me done. Carry these around. I just slap it on my shoulder, and I'm good to go. They're just easy to use. I'd recommend, if anyone's getting skates or they're new to skating, I'd recommend getting one of these straps. Easy to put on, and it's easy to take off. Just like that. This is an advert. Sponsored by Uchi. Anyway, you can get them in any color. You can get whatever you want embroidered on there. You just have to let him know in the, I think it's an email or a form that you send to him. There's differences. You've got a hockey boot and you have a jam boot. Hockey boots are used for street skating, and jam boots are used for dancing on skates, or just dancing. Is for technical moves. So here's an artistic skate. This is an artistic. It comes with a bigger heel. When you wear these, you're more upright, you're leaning forwards more, whereas with hockeys, they're flatter. So the heel on this is smaller than the heel on this boot. It's easier to jam skate in these because of the heel and how it would have you positioned just upright. I wouldn't really street skate in my artistic skates just because, as I said, I like my boots pretty. These would get scuffed up really easily, whereas these, because I can tape the front up, they're just very sturdy. They're a lot sturdier. Okay, so you've got these. It's very, they're kind of soft. If you start skating and you get these, make sure just to lace these all the way to the top for safety, for ankle protection. You do not want to wear these loose, though some people do depending on your skill level. And then this one, I can't really, I just feel very protected. They're a very sturdy boot. I tend to wear my hockey boots. I tend to wear these loose. I like to be able to slip my foot in and take these out as I please. Some shops, they don't want to have skaters going in, you have to put your shoes on. Buses, they don't like skaters to have their skates on sometimes, so it's easier for me. I haven't experienced a lot with hard wheels, so these do have airwaves on them because it's what I know. I do intend on experimenting with artistics and getting into jam skating. I've been practicing, I think, for like a month now. It's a slow process. It's slow. I do want to document it, or I have been documenting it, I should say. But it's not going as fast as I would like it to go. But here we are. Guys, make sure to clean your skates. Make sure to clean your skates. You need to clean them. Clean your skates. You've been outside, it starts to rain, you end up skating in the rain. Dry your skates when you get home. Dry them. Because your bearings, if they get wet, they're going to rust if you leave the rainwater on there. If you leave the rainwater on your bearings, they will rust. They will rust. If you can take the screws off, and if you can take the bearings out and dry them, or clean them, whatever, just to preserve your bearings, you want them to last a long time. You have to look after the good things will look after you, you understand? Alright, so anyway, what other information is there to say? I don't know, guys, it's getting dark. It's getting dark, and I don't think I can film anymore, so this is the end of the video. Little information. I will be doing other videos and stuff, so stay tuned. Stay tuned for more skating vids. If you have any questions, drop them down in the comments below, and I'll help you as soon as I can, somehow, some way. We will get there.